Welcome back, everybody. Matt the Man here. Hope you know well. So I saw the new movie Conclave. Um, this stars Ralph Fiennes, Stanley Tucci, and John Lithgow. This is directed by the guy who gave us All Quiet on the Western Front 2 years ago on Netflix. There's also the director that's supposed to be doing another Jason Bourne movie, but we haven't heard anything in almost a year. So there's that. And I was looking forward to this movie. I wanted to see it. It looked interesting, like the other director just did All Quiet on the Western Front. That was a really good movie. I don't know why it was on Netflix. That should have been in the movie theater. But what are you gonna do? And of course we like Ralph Fiennes. We don't see Ralph Fiennes as much. He's one of those actors that doesn't do too much, and when he does, you better pay attention. And so I was looking forward to that. Some of my positives, Ralph Fiennes does an excellent job here. He's one of the main priests. The movie is about the Pope has died, and now they have to vote on a new Pope. And he is kind of like the leader of this voting. But also he can be voted into to be the new Pope. So I really like Ralph Fiennes here. He brings a lot of depth to the role. There's a very serious movie for him. Sorry, my light went out. And I thought his scenes with Stanley Tucci or John Lithgow are really good. And I thought he brought something interesting to that. Stanley Tucci is also really good in here. And definitely more of a supporting character. But he also brings a lot of more subtle tones to the movie in his acting. And I thought he did a great job. I can actually see him getting nominated for like Best Supporting Actor, possibly. This movie has a great score. And then this is also a movie where they're under a time, racing against the clock to pick the next Pope. Even the score kind of resembles or brings that more to life by almost like a ticking sound, like, come on, let's go. And then just some other musical moments that work in here too. I love the cinematography. There's easily a movie that could have been like, okay, we're going to put the tripod down and we're just going to do, 1 shot, 2 shots, But the camera actually moves a lot throughout the movie. There's a lot of scenes of people walking, and we just follow them walking for a while, going downstairs, walking throughout hallways. But then you also got those shots that look very beautiful to look at. Like you just want to take a photo and frame it somewhere in your house or on your wall. Very painterly, artsy looking look to it. Almost like an oil painting in some ways. Whether it's because of the red that pops from their wardrobe, their priest wardrobes, or then you have like a white background or a very marble looking background to it, or the way the light is hitting the windows and the light comes into the room. Very beautiful shots. It also has a lot of interesting themes. Even though this movie deals with, like I said, priests voting on a new pope, you definitely see a lot of themes in here that are actually more like, it's almost like they're more, rather than referring to this priesthood, this voting that they have to do, and all the political stuff that goes into that, it's like the themes are actually talking about the political landscape we are in right now. And that we are also in an election, just like in this movie, electing a new pope. and we are in the real world are dealing with electing a new president, the themes are so on the nose that whether you look at it as a bad thing or a good thing will depend on you. Like one of the quotes that really stood out to me was one of the priests said when it came to their side of picking the right person, they said, we almost need to pick the least worst candidate. The least worst candidate. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there right now in our political landscape, whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, are saying the same thing. We need to choose the least worst candidate. Now, I'm not going to say what side I'm on, but I'll just say, when you're on the Democrat side, you can be like, well, we can go with Joe Biden again, or who's worse than her? You know, Kamala Harris. I mean, the least worst candidate. There you go. And then on the Republican side, you can say, well, who do we got? We got Donald Trump. Okay, he's been president before. Anybody else? So I think you can look at that on either side. The least worst candidate. And I think that was something that stood out to me. You know, like I said, religion. It brings up Iran, the war, they even said something about like, we're helping these people and they're causing war. I mean, they bring up homosexuality. These people and trans, they should be locked up in prison and then go straight to hell. I mean, it was interesting to hear all this in this landscape, in this, movie about picking a pope, but how it really is actually about what's going on in our world today. And I thought that was very interesting. Some of my negatives with this movie comes down to the last 5 to 10 minutes. Who they picked to be the Pope wasn't that much of a surprise. But then the reveal of kind of like some background into that Pope was, I think, supposed to be shocking. But then on the other hand, you're like, well, with all this with all these themes that are dealing with our own real world, it's almost not that shocking. And then like the final shot of the movie is so boring. It's so like, oh, you're gonna end it on that note? Like that's gonna be the last shot of the movie? Couldn't it have been like the fire with the smoke, picking out the right Pope, finally picking the Pope? I don't know. It was just like, that's how you ended the movie? With this like nail-biting energy, racing to the finish line, and that's how you end it? It's like a 4.5 out of 5. And I think if the ending was stronger, like that last 10 minutes, this would easily be one of my favorites of the year. But the end of those last 10 minutes, it brings it down a little bit for me. So did you see the new film Conclave with Ralph Fiennes? Let me know in the comments below. Did you like the ending? Did you not like the ending? I would love to hear your thoughts. Matt the Matt here. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment.